Shalom Israel. Welcome again to another I.S.U.P.K Wednesday night law class. My name is Priest and Officer 500 Kayadwan Banyamian from I.S.U.P.K Jamaica under commanding General YAHANNA. I say Yahweh Ba'asham Yahweh Barakathum to my brothers. Yahweh Shamar Alathan Ba'asham Yahweh to my sisters. Alright, so today we are going to talk about the laws of the Most High. You understand? And of course, we know that we grew up in the Christian church where they teach that God's laws are done away with. But God's laws did not have anything to do with some, you know what I mean? God's laws can be expired, that is one. Zin? And God's law was not some kind of a religious, you know what I mean, practice that he gave us. You understand? The Most High gave us laws. Firstly, the Most High made us into a nation. You understand? The Most High chose a man called Abraham, right? He chose Abraham and told Abraham to leave his family, his people, and go into a different land. You understand? And made a covenant with Abraham. You understand? So the Most High made a covenant with Abraham. See? And promised Abraham that he would make him a father of many nations. So Abraham's name was Abram before, and the Most High changed his name to Abraham, right? So the Most High blessed Abraham, you know what I mean, gave Abraham a son in his old age, you know what I mean, when Abraham was 100 years old and his wife was 99 years old. See? The Most High didn't break that promise, even though Abraham himself was in doubt. You understand? And his wife was in doubt. So much so that Abraham's wife gave Abraham, you know what I mean, her servant Hagar. And Abraham had a son with Hagar, but the Most High said, no, that's not the son that I promise you. You know what I mean? We just go through the whole sequence of things, right? So the Most High chose Abraham, and then the Most High promised Abraham a son. And that son came through Abraham in his old age, and his wife through her old age, his wife Sarah, right? While Abraham was 100-year old and his wife was 99-year old. And they had a son called Isaac. First, Abraham's wife gave him her servant Hagar, and Abraham had a son with her called Ishmael. You understand? And the Most High said, well, Ishmael, you know what I mean, will not be the son that I choose. I promise you a son and I will give you a son. You know what I mean? So Abraham impregnated his wife in her old age, and she gave him a son called Isaac. Now, the scripture says, in Isaac thy seed shall be called. You understand? So the Most High chose Isaac. So after Abraham, the Most High chose Isaac. You see? Now, after Isaac, Isaac had two sons, right? So, you know what I mean? Rebecca, which is Isaac's wife, she was with child, you know what I mean? And the children were struggling within her womb. You understand? And the Most High said, two nations are in thy womb. And Jacob and Esau came out. Esau came out red, and Jacob came out. His description wasn't given because Jacob came out a black man like, you know what I mean, everybody else. You understand? So Esau came out red, which Esau is the progenitor of the white race today. You understand? Are the Edomites. Those are your so-called quote-unquote Europeans. You understand? The Caucasian. So Jacob, the Most High, did not choose Esau, he chose Jacob. You understand? So you see the pattern where the Most High is not dealing with everybody. That is first and foremost. We learn the Bible, you know what I mean, incorrectly in the Christian church, where them teach you that everybody is included. And this is because Christianity's doctrine is from the oppressor. You understand? Its doctrine, it does not add up with the Bible. You understand? The Bible has been consistent in how it, you know what I mean, it operates. And the Most High has always been choosing a person or a people. You understand? The Most High does not work with everybody. The scripture says, You know what I mean? You have I known among all the family of the earth, therefore I shall punish you for your iniquity. Meaning the Most High is not dealing with everybody, right? So the Most High chose Abraham, then he chose Isaac, his son. He did not choose Ishmael, even though Ishmael was Abraham's son too. You understand? He chose Isaac. And Isaac had Jacob and Esau. He did not choose Esau, but he chose, you know what I mean, Jacob, which shows you a pattern with the Most High. Now, with Jacob now, the Most High made Jacob have 12 sons through 4 different women. So there was 2 women, Leah and Rachel, were sisters. Of course, Jacob worked, you know what I mean, for Rachel because he loved Rachel, you know what I mean. Rachel was beautiful to look upon, you understand? So he promised Rachel's father that he would work 7 years for Rachel, but Rachel was the youngest. So, you know what I mean, Laban, which is Rachel's father, you know what I mean, when the time of the wedding came, which, you know, the Hebrew wedding is you go into the, you have a ceremony, then you go into the bed chamber, and then that is where marriage happens, because marriage is sex, right? But instead of giving him Rachel, he gave, you know what I mean, the older sister, which is Leah, because he says that it is not good that the younger sister married before, you know what I mean, the older one. So him switch it around, him trick Jacob, you understand, and gave him the older sister instead, which is not as beautiful as Rachel, you understand. And Jacob was displeased because he worked 7 years for Rachel, but he got Leah instead. And the father said, well, work 7 more years for Rachel, and he worked 7 years for Rachel. You know what I mean? And so that's a total of 14 years, right? So he married them both. You understand? Of course, Rachel now was barren, but Leah, the one that Jacob didn't love so much because she wasn't so beautiful, you understand? She was multiplying. Meaning she was conceiving. You understand? So what Rachel did was give Jacob, you know what I mean, her servant. You know what I mean? Our maid servant. See? And Jacob impregnate, you know what I mean, she. So you have 3 women involved, but 2 pregnant now. You understand? And then Leah gave Jacob her servant. You understand? And Jacob impregnate she. You understand? But Rachel was the last one. You know what I mean? We just break it down. But Rachel eventually got pregnant. So all 12 tribes of Israel came from these 4 women. You understand? Leah, Rachel, and both of their servants. The 12 tribes of Israel came from, you know what I mean, these women through Jacob, right? So the Most High made, you know what I mean, because of a famine, the Most High made Israel and his children, you know what I mean, Israel was Jacob because Jacob's name was changed to Israel. So Jacob meant supplanter, Israel means son of God, or Yashar Allah, prince of the power, right? So the Most High gave him a more noble name now. You understand? Yashar Allah, prince of the power, are sons of God, are son of God. That's what Yashar Allah means, which is the word Israel in English, right? I mean, the English word Israel is Yashar Allah in the Hebrew, right? So the Most High gave him this noble name, changed his name. So they went into Egypt because of a famine, where one of Jacob's son who was sold into slavery by his brothers, Joseph, was now ruling over Egypt. You understand? And he had devised a method to store food because the Most High gave him a vision that there would be famine in Egypt. So him store up food. So all the earth had to come to Egypt. You know what I mean? Because of this black man, this Israelite, not an Egyptian. The Most High worked through an Israelite to save Egypt and the rest of the world because of the famine. And now everybody came to Egypt, including Israel or Jacob and his 11 sons. You understand? So that is how Israel ended up in, or the 12th tribe, because these sons represent a tribe. Each son represents a tribe. So this was how these sons ended up in Egypt. Now, they grew and they multiplied and they become, plentiful. But the Pharaoh who was during the time of Joseph died. You understand? And a new Pharaoh rose up who did not know Joseph. And this Pharaoh saw that the children of Israel was multiplying in Egypt, and what he did was he concocted against them and put them in slavery, into servitude. You understand? Long story short, the Most High destroyed Egypt and took us out of Egypt and made us a great nation through Moses. You understand? Made us, his people, made officially a covenant with us and gave us laws. We're going to jump to the book of Deuteronomy. You see? Chapter 4 and verse 40. So, this wasn't a religious move that the Most High made. This was the creator of the earth, of the universe. You understand? Nowadays you hear people talking about the universe and how the universe do this. Not giving credit to the creator of the universe. You understand? The creator of this earth. He made a covenant with a particular people on this earth that they should rule this earth or rule over this earth. You understand? This is Deuteronomy 4 and verse 40. And it says, "Thou shalt keep these his statutes and his commandments, which I command thee this day." Talking about the Most High's laws. So he's talking to a nation of people and he's giving them laws to live by. Then that it may go well with thee. Right. So these laws would make things go well with us. How would that be? Firstly, the Most High would be on our side if we kept these laws. You understand? So if we be obedient to our Father, which is the Most High, like any good father, he would be with his child or his children, right? So that is one. Two, these laws help us live, in a righteous way. These laws help us to be brotherly with each other, to treat each other, the right way, to run our society the right way, fair and with justice. You understand? And without, we call it corruption and all them things. If we kept these laws, we would have a, a righteous civilization going. We call it now a thriving, righteous civilization. He gave us dietary laws. He gave us laws on what, how to deal with each other, which would make us strong. Laws that would make us the greatest nation on the face of the earth. It is not a religion. This is the creator who created this earth, now saying, this is how me want the earth to run. And this is the people who me want to run it. And he gave us laws, right? So that was it. Let me continue reading. Let me read again. Deuteronomy 4 and 40. Thou shalt keep these, thou shalt keep therefore his statutes. What are statutes? Statutes are where you find in courthouse when it comes to judgment. According to this statute, this crime is punishable by such and such. And you don't know, we had judgments as well, meaning for this crime or this sin, you get it now? A sin is a crime. You understand? So for this sin or crime, the sentence is unalivement. The sentence is 200 shekel of silver. The sentence is such and such. It differs. You get what I say? Because this was a nation being governed. It wasn't a religion. You understand? Let me continue. Thou shalt keep therefore his statutes and his commandments, which I command thee this day, that it may go well with thee and with thy children. Right. It is important that we keep these laws so that it may go well with us and our children. so that our children can grow up in a society where there is not, where they call it now, mass corruption, unrighteousness, you know what I mean, poverty, you understand, us being subjugated by other nations and us turning away from the Most High, which is, you know what I mean, a detriment to us all. Our children will grow up in a prosperous and right society, for lack of a better way to tell you. See, let me continue. And with thy children after thee, and that thou mayest prolong thy days upon the earth. Right, so even your days upon the earth will prolong, meaning your lifespan upon this earth. You would live longer. You wouldn't die from diseases because you eat unclean foods. You understand? You wouldn't unalive each other, and you would have where you have no people dying before the time before them reach a certain age like we have today. See, our days upon the earth will be long, happy, and us in rulership. You understand? Let me continue. Which the Lord thy God giveth thee forever. You understand? The Most High gave us these laws not to keep during this particular time only, but forever. What does forever mean? What does ever mean? It never stops. So to this day, we are supposed to keep these laws. You understand? Today in 2025, these laws are still the laws that we should be living by as the children of Israel. Again, he didn't give this to the world, the entire planet. See, he gave this to a particular people where you know what I mean? The Most High basically, he incubated us, for lack of a better word. See, he chose a man called Abraham. He blessed that man, promised him a son. So the Most High put care into us becoming this nation. He gave him a son, and he gave that son a son, and he gave that son 12 sons, which become the 12 tribes of Israel. The Most High incubated us. The Most High protected us. The Most High took care in building this people and building up for a time where he's going to give them laws and give them rulership of this planet. You understand? This is the Most High's pride and joy. The Bible says, ye are the apple of my eye. You understand? The Most High, we are the most precious thing upon this earth to the Most High. See? This was the purpose by which the Most High created this planet, so that he could populate it with a people who, you know what I mean, he chose to rule it. That was the purpose of this. Is the great, you know what I mean, answer to the great question of this earth, and the purpose that the Most High's people will rule it and govern it in the way that the Most High wanted it to run. No religion. There's no religion involved. There are customs, which is a culture that the Most High gave us. You understand? There are ceremonies and, what I call it now, services and offices of priesthood and so forth that the Most High gave us, which, you know what I mean, would be like the governing structure. When you check the priesthood, they would be the governing power. You understand? So there's no religion inside of the Bible. None. None whatsoever. See? But fast forward to the time, you know what I mean, of the Romans. See? Jerusalem, after sin, after disobedience to the Most High, after turning to worship other gods, which is against, again, the law of our God, which is a crime. Now the Most High, you know what I mean, have to leave us to captivity after captivity after captivity, and then eventually leading to the destruction of Jerusalem. You understand? Leading to the destruction of Jerusalem. Now we become scattered. As the prophecy said, we're going to jump to Deuteronomy 28 and verse 64. And meanwhile, remember to like, share, subscribe, you understand, follow depending on the platform that you're watching on. All right. And it said, and the Lord shall scatter thee among all people. Why? Because of disobedience. Let me scroll up and go to verse 15. See, Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 15. And it said, but it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe and to do all his commandments, the same commandments that he told us that we should keep forever. If we decided that we will not obey these commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. So now, you know what I mean? Instead of the Most High, instead of us having long life and the Most High preserving us as his people, we would instead be cursed, because now we are leaving, you know what I mean, the purpose in which the Most High created us, incubated us, and preserved us. You understand? To keep his laws and run the earth how he wanted it to be run. Now, here is you now. For example, somebody, you know what I mean, gave you a house, right? A mansion, this big mansion to live in. You know what I mean? And him said, this is how I want it to be run. I want you to, you know what I mean? Make the landscape people come every week, mow the land, make sure that the chef prepare a particular food, make sure there's no unclean food being served in this house, make sure the house is pick and span, make sure the servants is keeping it clean, you know what I mean? Make sure the bills are paid, make sure maintenance is being done on the house, keeping it, you know what I mean, up to standard. Make sure the house is being well kept. And you decide, say, no, you not do that, you're gonna do it a different way. Eventually you will be kicked out of that house. You understand? And that is what Deuteronomy 28 and 64 is talking about. See? Let me read again. And the Lord shall scatter thee among all people. So now we have been kicked out of this house. You understand? The oath in which the Most High gave us to rule, which was our purpose. Our purpose is not to just, you know what I mean, be quote unquote black people, Hispanics, and Native Indians. That is not our purpose. To become rappers and entertainers for our oppressor, and to be, you know what I mean, fuel to his society, the battery, the power source to his society for his rulership. That is not our purpose. The Most High created us for one purpose and one purpose only: to govern this earth, serve him, govern this earth the way he said. That is our purpose. That is the reason why we were created. There is no other purpose. It's like you create a shoes, right? The purpose of the shoes is to put on your foot so you can walk and protect your feet. And you know what I mean? Depending on the shoes, to beautify, to add to the aesthetics of your garment, of your wardrobe. That's the purpose of the shoes. But you decide that you're going to take the shoes and put it on your head. You're mad? You can't take the shoes and put on your head. The shoes was not made for that purpose. The shoes was not made to be a handbag. The shoes was not made to be a pants or a shirt. You can't wear the shoes like a shirt. And this is the thing. The Most High made us to be the governing rulers of this earth. You can't decide, say, you're going to be something else. You can't decide, say, you know what, me go serve, me go rule this earth, but me go serve another God. Me go serve the God that the Edomites or white people serve. Me go serve the God that the Chinese people serve. And follow their custom and how they, you know what I mean, serve their God and their services and their style of government. You can't do that, because the person who gave this house to begin with give a purpose and tell you how to govern it. But guess what happen? You're going to lose that house and other people are going to run the house. You understand? And that is what we are living right now. We are living where now we are scattered all abroad, and then these other nations, you know what I mean, predominantly the white man, the main culprit, the white man, rule over us, and the white man definitely rule this earth. You understand? And now we have been subjugated to becoming servants and slaves in this same house that belongs to us. You understand? Let me continue reading. Deuteronomy 28 and verse 64. And it said, and the Lord shall scatter thee among all people from the one end of the earth even unto the other. And there thou shalt serve other gods. Right. So now we are serving other gods. We're serving Rastafariism. You know what I mean? Having this long, you know what I mean, toilsome battle on this and the internet and TikTok with Rastafarians, very ignorant Rastafarians. Rastafarians who don't even know about them own, you know what I mean, God, who don't know the history of their God, and you know what I mean, refuse to believe it because this is what is taking place. We are serving other gods. We don't know the God that had a covenant, you know what I mean, had a covenant with our fathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. We have been removed from the knowledge of knowing our God. The God that we know now is I.S.U.P.K, Selassie, the white Jesus, Sejour Borgier, Zain, Mohammed, or Allah in Islam, and all different manner of, you know what I mean, religion and customs that we take up over here, and that is pushed on us. Let me read again. Deuteronomy 28 and 64, and the Lord shall scatter thee among all people from the one end of the earth even unto the other. And there thou shalt serve other gods. So now you wouldn't be serving your God. See? The God that gave you this covenant, you are no longer serving him, you're serving somebody else's God, other gods, which neither thou nor thy fathers have known. You never knew these gods. These are new gods that you never heard about. The Sejour Borgier, the Selassie, you understand? The Mohammed and the Allah. These are new gods. These are recent gods that we never knew about back in the time when our foreparents even used to worship. You know what I mean? Those other gods, being disobedient to the Most High and worshiping other gods. These are new gods. You understand? Which neither thou nor thy fathers have known, even wood and stone. You understand? So we are worshiping wood and stone, which means things that are not alive. They can't be God. Them not real. You understand? The wooden cross in Christianity is not real. It can't do you nothing. You wearing that cross around your neck, it can't help you, it can't protect you, it can't bless you. See? The stone, the Kaaba stone in Islam, which these are the two biggest religions that blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians go off into, Islam and Christianity. You understand? You understand? Wood and stone. That is what we worship today, wood and stone, instead of the living God that had a covenant with our foreparents, who we are supposed to serve ever. You understand? Let me read again, Deuteronomy 28 and verse 64, and it said, and the Lord shall scatter thee among all people from the one end of the earth even unto the other. How did this happen? How was we scattered, you know what I mean, from one end of the earth to the next? All right, this is a book called From Babylon to Timbuktu. You understand? And it tells us, you know what I mean, how we ended up being scattered, all the Jews, the black Jews, because today you have some people who are not black people calling themselves the Jews. You understand? They are converts. They basically took on let me just not Jewish, but Israelite customs, quote unquote, you know what I mean, which they didn't them bastardize it basically, but they took on our customs, claiming to be us, and now calling themselves the real Jews. And how were they able to do that? Because we were scattered. You understand? We were displaced as a people. See, this is the book From Babylon to Timbuktu. You understand? Page 84. Let me start at the second paragraph. And it says, in the year 65 BC, the Roman army under General Pompey captured Jerusalem. So now, up until the time of Christ and after the death of Christ, Zin, well, this was before the death of Christ, before Christ, right? Pompey captured Jerusalem. Officer Badawan brought out Sunday gone. He brought out you know what I mean? We made a covenant with the Romans because we were being oppressed by the Greeks, which is breaking the Most High's law because the Most High said, make no covenant with them. So eventually, you know what I mean? We are running from one oppressor into the arms of the next oppressor. And then this oppressor, the Romans, eventually captured Jerusalem. You know what I mean? Besieged us. You know what I mean? Which in this very same book, it tell you how terrible that siege was, right? They starved us out of, you know what I mean, out of Jerusalem, cutting off food, water, everything. So much so that, you know what I mean, even cannibalism was practiced. People eating at them children. It was so bad. You understand? It was terrible. You understand? So let me read again. In the year 65 BC, the Roman armies under General Pompey captured Jerusalem. In 70 AD, now this is about 140 years later. Zin, 140 years, yeah, approximately 135 years later. Zin, General Vespasian and his son Titus put an end to the Jewish state. Now, our nation was completely destroyed in 70 AD. We had no nation. So in 65 BC, they captured us, you know what I mean, have us under subjugation as, you know what I mean, slaves and ban, you know what I mean, what you call it, under ban, so to speak. And the next 135 years, they completely destroyed us. You understand? Let me read. Slack, yeah. See? So it said, Jerusalem. In 70 AD, General Vespasian and his son Titus put an end to the Jewish state with great slaughter. During the period of the military governance of Palestine. So this was when the Roman military was ruling over our land, right? Many outrages and atrocities were committed against the residue of the people. So those that remained, atrocities, you know what I mean, befell us. You understand? From us being sent into the Colosseum to fight lions and tigers and bears. This is where you get the gladiators from. The gladiators were Israelites. You understand? Our athleticism, you know what I mean, caused the heathens to put us up to fight lions and tigers and bears and to fight against each other and fight other warriors in the Colosseum. The Colosseum would be like a stadium today. That is where that whole concept of, you know what I mean, the stadium and, you know what I mean, massive amount of people watching a feel of entertainment comes from. But originally this wasn't you kicking a football. This was us fighting, you know what I mean, to survive, fighting for our lives in these Colosseums. And people used to watch and cheer as we died and as we came out victorious. It didn't matter to these heathens. You understand? This was just entertainment for them. You understand? And that is where them get the gladiators from. But of course, you know, the heathens, the oppressor, what they do is portray these gladiators as being white and rare, rare, rare. Same way like how them portray our, you know what I mean, patriarchs in the Bible as being white, like Moses, you know what I mean, Yahweh Shai Mashiach, which is Jesus Christ, everything them whitewash. But those people are us. We are those people. See? And many of us who, you know what I mean, who didn't remain, fled. All right, I will tell you. See, let me continue reading. During the period of the military governors of Palestine, many outrages and atrocities were committed against the residue of the people that remained. You understand? During the period from Pompey to Julius, it has been estimated that over 1 million Jews, so from Pompey, you know what I mean, to Julius Caesar, right? During that time period, it has been estimated that 1 million Jews fled into Africa. Where else could we have gone? We couldn't go back to, you know what I mean, Europe. Well, many of us fled into Spain and things, yes. But the majority of us fled into Africa. Over 1 million of us during that time and more throughout the years fled into Africa. Why? For the same reason like I explained, you know what I mean, earlier. You know what I mean? The Most High sent us into Egypt. You understand? During even the time of Christ, when Herod tried to unalive Christ, Joseph and Mary fled into Egypt, into Africa. We had a custom of going into Africa. You understand? That has not, well, let me not say a custom, but it has been a practice of us going to Africa. You understand? Because these are people who look like us, and you know what I mean. So to flee from the oppressor, we fled into Africa. Let me continue reading. See, but we don't come from Africa, and that is a very important thing. We don't come from Africa. But we fled into Africa. Why? Because the Romans destroy our country. Just like you have the Russia destroying Ukraine right now. We have the Ukrainians fleeing to. Them fleeing to Poland. Them fleeing to everywhere where them can get succor. You understand? Because their homeland is being destroyed. The same thing with the Palestinians them right now. See? They're fleeing to Lebanon. They're fleeing to everywhere. Syria. You understand? They're fleeing because their homeland is being destroyed right now. And it is good that we have these examples so that our people can understand how we ended up in Africa. Because just right off the bat explaining it to our people, they might not grasp it. Because as far as our people are concerned, if you're black, you're African. And that is not the truth. Even the Arabs, even the children of Ishmael look like him, look like me. They were dark-skinned people too, not just the Africans, but we are different family. So you have the Ishmaelites, dark skin. You have the Israelites, dark skin. You have the Hamites, dark skin. And majority of the earth was dark skin. This, you know what I mean? White skin boom just started when it started with Alexander the Great, or the Greek, when he started conquering the earth and raping everything, you know what I mean? It's like you're raping everything that them could find. That is how it started to spread, widespread. But you know what I mean? Dark-skinned people is still the majority. You understand? But not because you are dark-skinned means that you are the same family is the point me I try make. Because different races of people, me not really say look alike, but resemble. You understand? Because you can tell the difference between an African and an Israelite and an Ishmaelite if you look long enough. You understand? So that was it. Then let me continue reading. During the period from Pompey to Julius, it has been estimated that over 1 million Jews fled into Africa, fleeing from Roman persecution and slavery. Right, because the Romans were putting us into slavery, see, and throwing us into the Colosseum to fight for entertainment. Right? The slave markets were full of black Jewish slaves or black Israelite slaves. So the slave markets during those times was us. We were being sold all over because now our homeland is destroyed and these heathens, they are glad to see that to now trample upon God's people. Them know say them people are God people. Them know say see them, yes, we finally get the opportunity to trample over them. And all these nations them come together. Because we were known, it wasn't a secret. We were known that these are the Jews. These are the people them we name Yashar Allah are sons of God. What kind of name that? On the bright. I want to name sons of God. One answer better than we. Finally, we get our hands pan for persecuting. Because when we turn against God, now we can do what we feel like. You understand? And we were scattered across the world. We flee to Africa, settle at the west coast of Africa. You know what I mean? Fast forward to today, we are now over here in the west, suffering under the suppressor same way. You know what I mean? And now we are being taught through the oppressors remix and remake of what we supposed to believe in the Bible called Christianity, that now we shouldn't keep the laws. And how would we have known that, you know what I mean, these laws were made for us? We have lost our identity several times over, the layers and layers of lies that has been piled upon, you know what I mean, to hide the truth about who we are. You know what I mean? We lost. That's why the Bible calls us the lost sheep of the house of Israel. We don't know who he is. We lost to that. You know what I mean? It is unfathomable for somebody to not know where them come from, and yet still you have hundreds of millions of us that don't know. Oh, you don't know who you are and where you come from. You just know that, yo, you were brought over here in chains. And for our Hispanic brothers, some, you know what I mean, oppressor came and just conquer us, and then we are now Hispanics. We are now Mexicans. We are now Puerto Ricans. Why? Because the oppressor called with that. This is unthinkable, bridging. And we should connect the dots and realize that this connects us to the Bible and what the Bible is saying. These are the people that the Bible said. Let me jump to verse 68. Then Deuteronomy 28 and 68, and it says, and the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships. You understand? The word Egypt is house of bondage. You understand? Then, which means slavery, because there's no land called Egypt. The name for that land is Matazariam or Mizraim. See? Egypt means house of bondage. You understand? We're going to jump to Exodus 20 and 2 to show you. See? It said, I am the Lord thy God, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage. Egypt means house of bondage or slavery. So when it said, and the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships, it's not talking about the land that them call Egypt today. It's talking about the word Egypt means bondage, or house of bondage, or slavery. So most of you tell us, say, I'm going to bring you back in a slavery. We were in slavery in Matazariam, which them now call Egypt. Them call it Egypt today because it was the house of bondage for us. Remember, Egypt means house of bondage. And because of the servitude and the harsh, you know what I mean, rigor that we serve in Egypt, them rename it to the Egypt. Because to say it's the house of bondage, to how much slavery we got through in that. So it's no longer Matazariam. It's now house of bondage. So when you hear the word Egypt, it's saying house of bondage. Why? Because God's chosen people were enslaved, and trust me, them go through some hard time down at that. It literally changed the name based on what we go through. You understand? So it said, and the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships. So you go back in a slavery again with ships. This time a ship carry back in a slavery. Hey, shalom, sis. No, shalom's act. Right, that's right. You know what I mean? The Jews left black and came back white. You know what I mean? You can't make this up. The Jews were black, and in 1948, then came back white. How is that possible? You know what I mean? Even Hitler knew that the Jews were black. You understand? And this white Jew thing is a new phenomenon. You understand? It's new. Everybody knew that the Jews were black. You understand? When name John Bigelow, which I think was some European journalist, I might be mistaken, came to Jamaica and saw the Jews, and he said they were black back in the 1800s. You understand? They're about. Zin came to Jamaica and said, see the Jews them, I saw them there. You understand? So, but for some reason in 1948, them go back to the land white. A conspiracy that. You know what I mean? And you know who did that? This is the very people who enslaved the real Jews. Them populate our land with, you know what I mean, with some people who don't look like us, claiming to be us. For last way again. That's the plan, you know. You understand? Psalms 87. See? One second. It's like your Psalms 83. Psalms 83 tell us, say, yo, this is what they did. It said, keep not thy silence, O Yahweh, hold not thy peace, and be not still, O Yahweh. For lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. Verse 3, they have taken crafty counsel against thy people. This is the crafty counsel, or one of them. We are now, because we are no longer in our land, and we are scattered, them place a certain people in our land claiming to be us. This is one of the crafty counsels. You understand? And consulted against our hidden ones. Why were we hidden? Why are we called hidden? Because nobody knows who we are today. We are hidden. We are lost. Something that is hidden is lost. We are the lost sheep of the house of Israel. You understand? They have consulted against us. The Most High's hidden ones. You understand? Let me continue. Verse 4. They have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation. And that is why we call ourselves Jamaicans today. And Trinidadians. You know what I mean? And Bajans. And Haitians. And Cubans. And Mexicans. And Guatemalans. And Guyanese. You understand? And African American. And Native Indians. You know what I mean? None of we have original name. We have names that the oppressor give to us. You understand? They have cut us off from being a nation. That the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance, and our name have been lost. We have not remembered who we are since we were brought over here to captivity, into slavery. You understand? And for our Hispanic brothers and sisters, since Christopher Columbus. You understand? They re-educate us, them force us into their religion. Them use the same Bible that talks about us. You know what I mean? What I call it, them don't change the words, but what they do, they them explain it or them teach it a different way. Them teach it from a religious perspective. So now we look at it like it's a fairy tale. We don't even take the Bible serious because it's being read to us, not like it's history, not like it's our, you know what I mean, black history, but like it's some fairy tale religious thing that, you know what I mean, give us good fortune if we follow their doctrine that them create out of it. That is what Christianity is. You understand? You follow Christianity is like you following a fairy tale. But if you follow the Bible, you're following Black, Hispanics, and Native Indian history. You understand? For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee. You know what I mean? And these is all the other nations. They did not lose their history. You understand? Neither did they lose ours. Well, those that are in the know. Because you know the regular Chinese man don't know or don't care. The regular white man don't know and don't care. The regular African don't know and don't care. But the hierarchy, you know what I mean? The governing structure of these nations know and have the records and know who we are. It is, you know what I mean? It is the responsibility of any world leader to know. You understand? And they have conspired against us deliberately, knowing that, look, these people are to remain here. And when you see the condition of our people, and it never changed, and you never see the oppressor easing his foot off our necks, this is why. You understand? This is why they can't afford feet happen. Your slavery and your oppression is a must. You understand? It has to happen for the world continue as it is today. If that foot is eased off your neck, then this world will turn upside down. And that is what the I.S.U.P.K, under commanding General YAHANNA, is here to do. Get this foot off of your neck, give you back your culture, so now the Most High can flip this thing upside down. You understand? Yeah, man. That is what we are here to do. To wake you up out of these, you know what I mean, religions that have you captive and prevent you from knowing who you are. Because you attach yourself to these religions, it's hard for you to say, no, I am, you know what I mean, I am Yashar Allah. I am Israelite. It's hard for you to say that because your religion attached you to another name, attached you to Ethiopia and Africa. So how can you be an Israelite? Well, in Rastafariism, the only way you can be an Israelite is through a heathen called Haile Selassie, who claims that he's from the lineage of Solomon, which is a lie. You never need to go through Selassie to attach to Solomon. You're directly blood relative to Solomon. You don't need Selassie for that. Selassie is not attached to Solomon. You are. You are the one who is related to Solomon, not Selassie. So, you know what I mean? If you're looking for royal connection through Selassie, maybe you should look within instead of Selassie. Selassie is a filthy heathen. You understand? All right. Also, on another planet said, but what if you have no attachment to nothing? I don't understand. Meaning you're talking about a religion. If you have no attachment to nothing, you're still not attached to who you really are. Because there is a connection to something and that something is who you really are, and that is being an Israelite. But if you detach yourself from that, even though you detach yourself from other religions, detaching yourself from who you really are is still a detachment. No, you can't just be a vagabond in the earth. You have to be somebody. You understand? You have to come from somebody. See? Nobody fall from the sky. You ever hear black parents say that before? Where you think you fall from the sky? You don't fall from the sky. You was born here on the earth. But who, through which bloodline were you born? You understand? You can't just say, me no pick none. You already attached to a team. From birth, from you come through your mother's womb, from you come through your mother's legs, you attached to a team. You can't forfeit the right and say, boy, me nah play the match. You can't do that. You're in the game. So you're in the game. Maybe you saying, boy, me nah play the match, might vote in favor for the next team. Because if the man was supposed to defend, I mean just have use this parable. See? Him just stand up on the field. Somebody will score a goal. Somebody say we have a bloodline to Mother Earth. Me don't know of the earth having, you know what I mean, blood. The earth have no blood. Unless you say the isle in the earth is the bloodline where you connect. Me don't understand you. Mother Earth don't have blood. You connect to people. You connect to a nation of people. You understand? Akeem King said, Rasta is no ism, it's a way of life. Rasta is the biggest schism, you know what I mean, in Jamaica under Christianity and Islam. Biggest schism. And it's a confusing, and you know what I mean? It's a confusing schism. It's a schism without a proper foundation neither. And Rastafariism is easily uprooted, even easier than Christianity, because at least with Christianity, you have to go back thousands of years to find the origin. And Islam, you have to go back 1,000 and odd years. With Rastafariism, all you have to go back is about what? Nearly 100 years. Where the and you see where it starts with Leonard Howell, and you see how Leonard, you don't have to look far. It's not a mystery, you know. Rastafariism is, you know what I mean, its foundation is in some Gleaner newspaper from back in the early 90s, you know. The early 1900s, you know. You can find its origin in news articles, you know. You understand? And you can read about, you know what I mean, you can read where Leonard Howell's son speaks about, you know what I mean, how Leonard Howell took from the East Indians who came here as indentured servants. His son said, yeah, his father took the smoking weed and the dreadlocks from the East Indians and embedded in Rastafari, his new religion. You understand? They were listening to the radio and reading newspaper article about a man named Haile Selassie. And they decided that they will make this man the god of their new religion. They wanted somebody to follow because Marcus Garvey was no longer here in Jamaica. Leonard Howell was a Garveyite. And the men that started Rastafariism, they were Garveyites before Haile Selassie. And you know what I mean? It's like a new viral event take place and Jamaica just hook on to it. And that was Haile Selassie coronation. They were looking for a purpose. And Haile Selassie seemed like that purpose. And you can't 100% blame them. But it's still folly. It's still not the right way to go, because now you connect yourself to a heathen who is not your people, who was most likely the people that were, you know what I mean, selling you during the time of the slave trade. You know, you connect yourself to the people that was exchanging you to the oppressor. You can't do that. But all right, how would we have known? We couldn't know. We couldn't know, say, the Ethiopians them did a sell with during slavery. How we did know that? We just have come from slavery, we don't know nothing. And that's why we gravitate so much to the Rastafariism. Because we have looked for hold on to anything at this moment. And during that time, that was the time of Marcus Garvey, or after Marcus Garvey. Black liberation and black power was growing. And we saw Haile Selassie as a black ruler and black power. But he wasn't. You understand? But Leonard Howell decides, say, and couple man were following him who were, you know what I mean? And then when you look into it too, it might even be a conspiracy. Because many of the man them was attached to lodges and them things. You understand? The man them did attach to lodge, Freemasonry. You understand? So it might even just be the oppressor who create Rasta. This is not me now say this a fact, you know. Say the oppressor, but it look fishy. And where this religion commando turn all away in a drug addicts. That's what Rastafariism come on the scene, promising to liberate black people. And it has not done that all now. All now. But what it has, you know what I mean? What it has done is turn us into drug addicts. That is the only thing Rastafariism do, and make nice sounding music to the Africans. Worshipping Haile Selassie and Ethiopia. Nobody cared about Ethiopia until we start singing about it. Nobody never business about Ethiopia. Here comes God's people now. God's chosen people start singing about. Instead of singing about ourselves, we are singing about Haile Selassie. And we make Ethiopia rich. You understand? Somebody said, man, you are not the best friends. Speak the truth, my friend. I don't know what you mean. But one thing for sure, me know. Remember, I'm telling you, the founders of Rastafariism were Garveyites. Marcus Garvey leave Jamaica and them decide say them go upon them own path. They were like sheep without a shepherd. And them attach themselves to Haile Selassie because of the news about his coronation gone worldwide. Talking about this black man becoming emperor. When there was a black emperor on the throne before the coronation. But because a new coronation come up, it is now news. And the news spread and our ignorant people gravitate to the news and turn it into a religion. You understand? And while they were doing that, Haile Selassie, Marcus Garvey was overseas disrespecting Haile Selassie after Mussolini invaded. So while they were creating this new religion, while Marcus Garvey followers them, they create this new religion and build it and get the customs together for this man and making this man king and God. Them previous leader, I burn him out. I call him a coward because Marcus Garvey had better sense than the sheep that them did follow him. Marcus Garvey I say him a coward and him is ashamed. And our people down here and make him king and God. If Marcus Garvey was still in Jamaica, there would be no Rastafariism. Because he would not allow his followers them to go create no stupid religion. Marcus Garvey would have tell them, say, yo, oh, what not do? Take that out. What that clear grow up on your head? Hey, put on that out. Dash that weed there. What not do? Now hear that? Marcus Garvey would have lead them in a total direct. And Marcus Garvey himself never have the truth neither. He don't have what we have in the I.S.U.P.K. But at least Marcus Garvey was a sincere black man who loved black people, even though what he believed in was half. But the Rastafari community sell out Marcus Garvey and sell him out 2 times, in that them leave following Marcus Garvey 3 times. You check it. Leave following Marcus Garvey, starting following Haile Selassie. Take Marcus Garvey teaching, embed it in the new religion to help fatten the doctrine. See? And watch this for them to know. Turn Marcus Garvey into the prophet of Haile Selassie, belittling them leader less than this man, this stranger, where them never know. And even worse than that, Marcus Garvey never liked it. But how you gonna know them things? You don't read. You just follow every weeded rasta. You hear a chat off him little schizophrenic, you know what I mean, mouth. Which if you just listen keenly, you see say this man is out of his mind. But because you're hungry for something to consume, you consume all of the filth and you adapt it. And the smoking of weed just make it, you know what I mean, so easily to digest. Because of your loss and because of your lack of patience. We thank the Most High for commanding General YAHANNA and the I.S.U.P.K. because the truth is now here. You understand? And it's going to take a sober mind and a fighting spirit to accept this truth. You understand? I'll jump to some more scriptures. Make sure so we not screen record and share around. You understand? Yeah, man. We'll jump to so the topic what we're upon is the laws them were made for us to govern a nation. It's not talking about no religion. And the Most High did not give nobody no religion. See? We'll jump to the book of Matthew 5 and 17. The Christian church did this, you know what I mean, this evil thing. See? This evil thing. And it is double evil because it is done to us. Right? This evil that they did was tell you that these laws that we just read a while ago and tell us the Most High said the children of Israel should keep forever. Forever. The Christian church now come and tell you that you don't have to keep these laws. And the reason why it is double evil is because we are the children of Israel. We get it. We the Most High did tell enough it. You know what I mean? We the Most High tell to keep it forever. We just never know say we are the children of Israel because of slavery. So this is why it's double evil. So Deuteronomy 20, Matthew 5 and 17 said, and this is Christ. Every time you see red writing, just know that this is Jesus talking. So Jesus himself, and what the Christian church did was to say that Jesus came and do away with the law. But this is Jesus' words. You understand? Him said, Matthew 5 and 17, think not. Or in other words, don't think then that I am come to destroy the law. So Christ himself said, and it's in the Bible, contrary to what the Christian church teach. See, Christ himself said he did not come to destroy the law. But your Christian church said he did come to destroy the law and destroyed it. So they might tell lie upon Jesus. You understand? The Christian church claim to worship Christ and I tell lie upon him at the same time. Let me read again, Matthew 5 and 17. Think not that I am come to destroy the law or the prophets. No, what are the prophets? Jeremiah, Isaiah, the Old Testament, the Apocrypha. You understand? Him don't come to destroy it. I am not come to destroy, but to fulfill it. So him come to fulfill. What does fulfill mean? When you fulfill a task, what you do it. Him come to do what the book said. Him to do. Him come to do it because we never do it. You understand? Him said, don't think. Say me come to destroy this, you know. Or do me come to do this. We come to fix it. Fix what when broken. Christian church said, no man, him destroy it, man. It's nailed on the cross with Christ. You don't have to keep it. You know what I mean? And our people flood the Christian church and break God's laws. And that is why the Christian church is a house of Satan, because that's the place where you learn how to sin. Because a sin is a breaking of God's law. You understand? 1 John 3 and 4. You can read it yourself. See? 1 John 3 and 4 tell you that sin is when you break the law. So if Christ had destroyed the law, Christ would have sinned. And we know that the Christian church teach that Jesus never sinned. So how can you say that Jesus never sinned, but him destroy the law at the same time? You can't say that. That's a contradiction. Well, Jesus cleared it up. Him never destroy the law, therefore him never sinned. It is your Christian church or your Christian pastor who have sinned and has blasphemed against Christ by saying that him do something him never do. I tell lie upon the man. You understand? Verse 18. For verily I say unto you. So Christ has said verily. What does the word verily mean? It's an emphasis. Like what you say, something is very hot. Mean it's well hot. So he said, verily I say unto you. He was putting emphasis of what he's saying right now. Till heaven and earth pass or pass away. So till the heaven and the sky and the earth pass away. Until that happen, one jot or one tittle shall in no wise pass from the law till all be fulfilled. You understand? So he must say, yo, if the heaven and the earth still dead, not even a jot or a tittle out of the law shall be, you know what I mean, shall pass away. So Christ I tell us that it's impossible. Where Christian pastor claim it's impossible because the heaven and the earth is still here. You understand? That is how sure the law is, and that is why the Most High say keep it forever. Because this is not a law that will pass away. It's a law that you have to keep and teach to your generation after generation after generation so that they can be, you know what I mean, righteous in the sight of the Most High or a law-abiding citizen of Israel. This is what the Most High gave to us. See? 19. Whosoever therefore shall break one of the least commandments. So Christ I say, yo, any man will break one of the least of them law, yeah, them commandments, yeah. See? And shall teach men so. Who that? Who break it and teach men to break it? The Christian church. Them break it. Tell you God, tell us that Jesus say, you can break it. That's teaching it. Say you can break it. See, this is what's going to happen to them. He shall be called the least in the kingdom of heaven. The Christian pastor has no right to teach the Bible. Because in the kingdom of heaven, where them are pray for go, them are the least in that. They are not respected because they have been teaching lies. You understand? The Most High hate them. You understand? But whosoever shall do and teach them, the same shall be called great in the kingdom of heaven. So who do these laws? Well, we just read said Christ do it. Him fulfill it. Meaning do it. Who else you know do it and teach it? You're looking at one now. You're looking at one man right now. You're looking at the I.S.U.P.K telling you that you should keep the law and we keep it. It said, you know what I mean, we shall be great, called great in the kingdom of heaven. And you should want to be called great too. You should keep it and get inside the school and let me teach you so that you can teach it. You understand? You should want to be great in the kingdom where black people and Hispanics and Native Indian are now ruling the earth as it was intended for us to do. It's coming up. We will be the next rulers of this earth, rightfully. You would want to be called great in that kingdom. You don't want to be a regular Israelite in a kingdom like that. You want to be called great. You understand? You want the records to show that, yo, you taught the laws and you kept it. You overcame. You understand? And now you are great in a great kingdom. Your name will live on forever. You understand? You should want that. Zin? All right, so what we do now? All right. We're going to jump to Matthew 19 and verse 17. Remember, tap up the screen, share, like, subscribe, depending on the platform you're watching on. See? Excuse me, I have a little cold. You know what I mean? So I'll try to get through this. Don't know if the show must go on, you know what I mean? Yeah. So this is the book of Matthew chapter 19 and verse 17. And he said unto him, why call it thou me good? There is none good. And this is in red writing again. This is Christ. This is Yahawashi Mashiach, who the world ignorantly called Jesus Christ, our King. Right? He's saying to this young man, why you are calling me good? There is none good but one, and that is God. That is God. But if thou wilt enter into life, so if you want to enter into life, keep the commandments, keep the laws, the statutes and commandments. That's the commandments. Right? So if you want to enter into life, if you want more life, keep the commandments. Keep these laws in the Bible. They were given to you. It's yours. It's not the white man one. The white man don't own crap on this earth. But the caves where we're going to pull him out of soon, drag him out, kicking and screaming and drag and put him in chains. You understand? To serve more, you know what I mean, 1,000 years of slavery. But we get double what we get. You understand? So that's the only thing he owns. The Bible is ours. Stolen goods belongs to us. You understand? Let me read again. Matthew chapter 19 and 17. And he said unto him, why call it thou me good? There is none good but one, that is God. But if thou wilt enter into life, keep the commandments. If you want life, brethren, remember you have to keep the commandment. That is the stipulation. Black, white mixed is a fraud. Yeah, it's a fraud. There's no such thing as mixed. There's such a thing as a sin. Let me explain. A sin when a black man have sex with a white woman or a Chinese woman or an African woman or, you know what I mean, any other race of woman. That's a sin. Now that baby may come out looking anyway because of the sin committed by that black man. See? But that black man's seed is in that, you know what I mean? That seed is the black man. So he's an Israelite. Now that sin caused that child to now look Chinese because he was sleep with a Chinese woman. The sin caused the child to look white. Most I never want it that way, but he is still an Israelite. Don't do it again. You know, because look, now you have mess up the, you know what I mean? You have mess up the gene pool. See? All right. King asks an excellent question. Why would God punish white man if he made them to do that to us? All right. First, you know what I mean? Yeah, the Most High did make the white man to be the wicked upon the face of the earth, right? Like what the scripture said. The wicked is exchanged from the womb, right? However, it's not just black and white. Let me explain. We broke these laws, and now the white man becomes the tool that the Most High used to punish us. But let me show you now why the Most High will punish them. See? One second. I jump to the book of Ezekiel 35 and verse 5. See? Ezekiel 35 and verse 5. King, listen. Because thou hast had a perpetual hatred and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword in the time of their calamity, in the time that their iniquity had an end. Right. So this is the reason why the oppressor are going to get punished. Because when, you know what I mean, our iniquity was reached its end, which has been long past, them still are shed with blood and still a cause calamity. Them still are oppressed with. Them still won't let we go. Them still never give our identity back. You know what I mean? Them build a culture of unrighteousness around us. So we keep on sin. So right now it's coming like the sin where we sin is not even our fault. Because this oppressor build a system around us. Build a prison around us. When our captivity, the time for us is long expired. The punishment time gone. But the oppressor still keep us captive. Still oppress us, still unalive us, still doing all the evil that he is doing to us. That is why the white man will get him punishment, because he overdo it. Him do more than the punishment stipulated. Him not, as you can see, him not let we go. Them here in Jamaica, oppressing Jamaica, the IMF, the World Bank, keeping, you know what I mean, telling your government how to govern you. All right, let me show you what going on in Jamaica. Just one example. I'm not getting into full detail with it. See? The IMF basically set the wage, you know, and the World Bank, you know. See? You see jobs where we are supposed to get a certain amount of money for example, the international standards. The IMF say, no, give them that. Our government say, yeah, give them that. You know what I mean? Minuscule amount of money, sufferation money for professional work. You understand? That is just one example. So the oppressor keep us impoverished. Them keep the ghetto running. Them keep the ghetto lifestyle and, you know what I mean, conditions going because of how much control them have over our leaders. And that's just one in them out of many. All right, me read some more. So I hope that answer your question. So when our captivity was supposed to end, when we have paid through slavery already and suffered, the oppressor built systematic racism. Most I never tell him to do that. You understand? Him do that on him own. Somebody says it's not about the look, it's about the hook. Damn right. All right. No, Daniel T544 said, why black women have kids with white men? You know what I mean? That's a very excellent question because those children would be like Bob Marley, white people. You understand? For the same reason why black men have children with white women. Just you have disobedience, you have hatred of your own people. You know what I mean? And you have ignorance. Just don't know no better. You know what I mean? Them factors there apply, you know what I mean? Yeah, so King, I hope that answer your question. All right, so we're gonna jump, we're gonna skip now, see? Excellent precept, Cain. Jeremiah 17:4. Yeah, man, the scripture says we shall discontinue from our heritage. You understand? All right, we're gonna jump to First John. Well, eventually we're gonna read it. You know what I mean? We're gonna jump to First John chapter 3 and verse 4. And this is the definition of sin. And this is why we come up so hard against the Rastafari community and Christianity. Because we don't want our people to do this. See? This is First John 3 and 4. Whosoever commits sin transgress also the law. For sin is the transgression of the law. So sin is when you transgress the law. That is what a sin is. So when we come up against Rastafarianism, it's because we don't want you to sin. Smoking weed is a sin. See? Worshipping Haile Selassie, which is another god, is a sin. You're breaking the Most High laws. The Most High give us, you know what I mean, straightforward laws. You know what I mean? Laws that are practical that you can see and do without guessing whether or not you're doing the right thing. You know you're doing the right thing because that is what the law said. But if you follow Rastafari, is in you're breaking these laws. So we don't want you to break those laws and sin. We want, you know what I mean? We want all our people to come back to the knowledge and understanding of who they are and following these laws again and get the Most High back on, you know what I mean, on our side now. So he can unleash on our enemies that we want, you know. Because we can't fight our enemies with our hands and weapons. The enemy make the weapons. They make the bullets. How can you fight a war against the man that you need the bullets from? That's why the revolution mindset that our people is trying to get into is nonsense. You have a nuclear bomb, so how you going to win the fight? You can't win the fight, you don't have a nuclear bomb. Zin? So you can't win the fight against the oppressor. But the Most High can easily wipe him out. You understand? The Most High can send a bug that the earth has never seen before that live under the earth. Swarms of them. Just open the earth and release bugs, insects that your eyes have never seen but exist and live quietly and peacefully under the earth to come and destroy, you know what I mean, everything the oppressor needs to survive. The Most High can do anything. The Most High know this earth more than the oppressor. The oppressor run gone a space and him not even understand the sea yet. The Most High have so much things hidden in this earth. The Most High say, I will not meet him like a man, which means what? The Most High use nature mess him up. And nature I use mess him up, you know. Forest fires, hurricane, snow. You know what I mean? Most High just take him time and break him down. Just like when break down Egypt. You have the COVID-19. You know what I mean? Enough people make it fly over them head. This was a plague. The bird flu that is causing egg price to rise is a plague. But the most I gradually grind him down, grind him down, grind him down. You know what I mean? Pause and wipe on the grind. You see? The most I take time and break him down and him never realize it. But we see it, we in the I.S.U.P.K and the command in General YAHANNA. We see it. We see what go on. The oppressor kingdom basically a crumble before him eye. And that is why you see Donald Trump I take the stand where I take. No. Because I say this thing I get out of control, him need to grasp back power quick. Just like Pharaoh. You know what I mean? Him oppress God's people. Him a try hold us fast, you know. That him a try do, you know. Him no want to get too wise up. That's why you hear me talk about the woke thing. We must shut down the woke. Too much knowledge of God. Donald Trump don't want too much knowledge God. He don't want too much quote unquote illegal aliens flooding at the Americas. In America, Slovakia. You understand? Which this belongs to our Hispanic and Mexican brothers them to begin with. But now he might put, you know what I mean? He might put the iron railing around this place, you know. He might get ready. And to all our people who love Donald Trump and say, yes, you don't know, you don't have a clue. Donald Trump is getting ready to oppress God's people. You understand? And if you don't know the I.S.U.P.K, you have to face it. Alright, and with that, we're going to leave out some scriptures tonight. With that, we're going to jump to the security announcements. Remember to like, share, subscribe, follow depending on the platform that you're watching on. See? Alright, these are the I.S.U.P.K security announcements. We are the I.S.U.P.K started out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under command in General YAHANNA. New rules for brothers and sisters. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves of the world. After 6 months, after these 6 months, Salakia, Salakia, 1 second. They are to be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves of the world. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to marry. It's like to speak to a brother or sister. There's another 6 months in which the brother or sister will court each other. After this 6 month period, the brother or sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment, you understand? You can find this in the book of Numbers, chapter 18 and 21, and Malachi, chapter 3, verse 8 to 10. Means tenth in the Hebrew, and it's pronounced ma'aishara. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you, give to the treasury department or teacher. Priest fund free will offering, not mandatory, whatsoever amount you like. So go over to ISUPK.com and support the truth. Understand? Upcoming Holy Convocation, we have the Feast of Purim. You understand? Which is sundown the 13th to the 14th. You know what I mean? Slovakia. I don't have it in front of me right now, but just tune into ISUPK. So the Feast of Purim will be in March. You know what I mean? Of course, do not celebrate Easter or any of these holidays that the oppressor give to us. See, instead, just tune into the ISUPK. You know what I mean? As we break down the holy days, then tune in. We are call it now. As the holy days, them are go and get accustomed to start celebrating them as well with us. And I mean, get back into the rhythm of who we are. You get what I say? Yeah. And the things them that the Most High gave to us. And it's a beautiful thing. You see? Reminding Akiam and Akwatiam to check on social media such as ISUPK.com, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and so on for ISUPK events and materials. So remember, go over to ISUPK.com. See? Yeah, man, all the materials, everything you want to know about ISUPK is over there. See? If a brother wants to be a trooper in the school, then he's to start wearing all black, which includes black boots, shirt, pants, headband, or scarf. With that, we're going to give one courtesy salute. Men of Israel, I Madim Shabbat, I Madim, Barak, Yahweh Basham, Yahweh Shai Barakathum. Gonna give one courtesy salute to the sisters, men of Israel, I Madim Shabbat, I Madim, Barak, Yahweh Shamar Alathon Basham, Yahweh Shai. Yalimata, class dismissed. Alright, again, remember to like, share, follow, subscribe, depending on the platform you're watching on. You understand? So those that are just coming in, you can go over to YouTube and Facebook, rewatch the class. We talk about, you know what I mean, the Most High giving us laws to govern a nation. You know what I mean? It wasn't a religion. The Most High didn't give us a religion. You know what I mean? This is talking about the nation of Israel. You understand? And us being God's people and governing this earth the way God wanted to be governed. You understand? And with that, we're going to close out now. So, shalom. Oh, yeah. And, you know what I mean? You can send us a direct message, call the number, but we have at the top of these pages or the description of our videos. If you have questions, you know what I mean? If you want to be a part of the school as well, you know what I mean? Or if you want to do some counsel, you know what I mean? You're not sure if something that you're doing, you know what I mean, maybe breaking the Most High laws, you want some counsel, just give me a link. Understand? And with that, shalom.